Turn to Senecot S tablets. Senecot S has a natural vegetable laxant ingredient, plus the comfort of a stool softener for gentle overnight relief of occasional constipation. Go to SenecotS.com for savings.
Hey, did you know Honey Nut Cheerios has oats that can help lower cholesterol? And it tastes good? Sure does. Wow. It makes it taste so good. Look at the taste. Not so much. Be happy, be healthy.
Closed captioning brought to you by Piggy Car Care Center.
Matt's brakes didn't sound right, so I brought my car to Mike at Mikey. We inspected his brakes for free. Free is good. Free is very good.
Now get 50% off brake pads and shoes at Meineke.
You have by now heard the phrase green on blue, as in green on blue attacks. That's the term the military uses when a supposed ally and friend of NATO forces kills the troops training him. These types of attacks are on the rise. Sadly, 3 separate incidents in just the last couple of days. The man you're about to see says he is responsible for a similar attack back in 2009. He went out on a patrol with U.S. troops, took out his gun, and shot them. CNN's Anna Corin met him and asked him why did he do it.
In a small house in a Taliban-controlled village is a man who claims to be responsible for a green-on-blue attack. With his face covered to hide his identity, his police uniform, something he hasn't worn since the attack on the 2nd of October 2009. On patrol with US forces in Wardak province in central Afghanistan, this father of 2 says he waited for an opportunity to launch his premeditated attack. The Americans went inside the nearby school for a break, he explains. They took off their body armor and put their weapons down. At that moment, I thought it was the right time, so I took my gun and shot them. 2 soldiers were killed. 25-year-old Sergeant Aaron Smith and 21-year-old Private First Class Brandon Owens. 3 other soldiers were injured, including Captain Tyler Kurth. When asked why he turned his gun on the US soldiers training him, he said, "Because Americans were oppressing people in my country. They were burning copies of the Holy Quran and disrespecting it." Having escaped from the scene, he claims he was later captured by the Taliban, who thought he was a policeman. When I told them I had killed Americans, they took me to a safe place, gave me new clothes. Then they drove me to Quetta, Pakistan, where the Taliban welcomed me very warmly, like a hero. He says he later moved to Iran for 3 years, returning to Afghanistan only recently after being told it was safe. They said Americans were not everywhere like they used to be. The Taliban had brought security and I should return home. I'm happy to be back in my country.
Green on blue, or insider attacks as they are known within the military, have sharply increased this year here in Afghanistan. It's an alarming trend that has coalition forces extremely worried, and every single time there is an attack, the Taliban immediately claims responsibility.
The Taliban lie, and we know they lie. We think they overstate their influence on these tragic incidents. We think somewhere around 25% of them are insurgent-related to some degree.
The majority of attacks, according to the coalition, are related to personal grievances, cultural differences, and the psychological fatigue of an 11-year war that is about to enter its 12th year. And while trust has been undermined, forcing new measures to be put in place to protect international troops, the Afghanis are determined to ensure these insider attacks don't derail this vital partnership.
We will continue to work together. We have been working for the last 11 years. We have built a very good relationship together, and this will continue despite any effort by the Taliban to make us separate. That will not happen.
But for this 30-year-old Afghani, he believes these attacks won't stop. I know they will increase. I know more people will do what I did. Anna Corin, CNN, Kabul.
Thank you. In just a couple of minutes, Mitt Romney is expected to speak live. Here are live pictures. We're waiting to see Mitt Romney behind that podium.